Asladeo, I'm pleased to see you. Uh, as you know, or you might have heard, we have our people, the Luo people in Kenya, as the Acholi who live in the central Luo geographical area are intertwined with our brothers and sisters in Kenya, Sudan, Congo, Central African Republic, and Ethiopia, and beyond, where the Luos have lived. Uh, the leadership of Rochopacho, headed by the co-chairs, Chief Justice Windolo and Ambassador Laratono, have invited the governor to come here and visit us. This is their ancestral home. We share the same linguistic root, the same values, the same cultural heritage, and the same lineage. We are one people, and this visit is very important because it is the first in the last 6 to 7 years. The last visit was 6 to 7 years ago, where uh, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and the young Raila visited us here in Uganda. So this is a very important visit. I will pass on to Ambassador to say more about the details of the visit. Over to you, Ambassador.
Well, this is a historic visit. The governor of Kisumu is a major leader and political figure in Eastern Africa, in Kenya. He was among the pillars that stood behind Raila. You heard about many initiatives reforming the constitution, devolution in the country, how to make sure that elections can be more transparent, a number of steps which Kenya has taken as a country, well ahead of many neighboring countries. He was with Raila behind those initiatives. He's educated in Uganda. He attended Makerere University and was in fact the guild president of the Students' Union and one of the more famous, renowned guild presidents. So this is a very important visit, historic, because as you heard the last time this happened was 67 years
6 to 7 years
ago,
ago.
when Raila's father, Jaramogi, came with young Raila. You see in the photograph with the young Raila to do this visit. He came all the way to Gulu. We are one people. We are the same blood, the same DNA, the same language, Luo, the same tribe, Luo, the same ancestry. We came together, we trekked together from what is probably today's Ethiopia, went into what is today's North Sudan. Some of us went into Egypt, and some scholars believe that the pyramids were built by the Luo who went to Egypt. Then we followed the Nile. Some remain in what is today's South Sudan, in the Wau area, the Jaw. Those are our people, but the Jaw River, those are our people. And then, of course, the Acholi who are on the border area. Some went to Central African Republic. A big Luo population is in the Congo. Bunia is the capital of Luo in Congo. They are Luo. The biggest Alu population is in Congo. The smaller segment is in Uganda, even though the king is from Uganda, or from the Ugandan side. Those who are in the Tororo area, the Lango next to us here, then you go, the Luos in Busia, then you enter today's Kenya. So this is very close kith and kin. We're same DNA, same language, same ancestry, same heritage. and we should renew the ties between us, separated by the colonial borders, and then, of course, separated by the years of tragedy that bedeviled the Central Luo, us here. First, the Idi Amin period, and then the 20 years war, 22 years in the camps. So that deepened the separation between us and the other Luo community. So we must renew that brotherhood and sisterhood and that common heritage and support each other and enjoy our common heritage. But also, because we have now gone through such difficult times, there are lessons we can learn from them. The Central Luo, the Acholi people, used to be leaders in education, not anymore. But the Luo of Kenya remain leaders in education in Eastern Africa, if not Africa. The capital of Luo community, of the Luo universe, used to be Gulu, not anymore. I think now it is fair to say it is Kisumu. When you look at development, economic development, they are going up and up. We have regressed a zillion years behind. So we should learn from them. When I went to Kenya, I went to the trading centers. You don't find people drinking themselves to death as here. They're busy working. They're working hard. That is the Luo culture. That's the Luo trait. Huh? You don't find thieves and people who are assaulting people. Not in Nyanza. That is the Luo trait. We are people who care. We are people who are straightforward. We are people who like to stay together. They unite. When Raila says this is the direction we should go, everybody takes that direction. When their leaders agree on what they should do, everybody falls in line. So there are many things we can learn from them. And then you see the cultural expressions that we have, our music, our dances, our cuisine. Some they have retained, but there are also some that they lost along the way, and we want them to regain it. This is not the heritage of the Acholi alone. This is the heritage, the common heritage of all the Luo people. So we want them to regain this. So we learn from them, they learn from us. Right now, as we speak, there are things which are produced here. We have good land, better land perhaps than what they have. But all our produce head to Kampala, head to Nairobi, which is fine. But I see no trailers heading to Kisumu. Why? This is not. This makes no sense. So we should find out what we produce here, which may be useful and needed in Nyanza. Take it there. What they produce or manufacture, which may be useful to us, and develop trade between us. You influencers and artists and creatives, you are all southward oriented, looking to Kampala, which is fine. But you don't know that Kisumu next door speaks the same language with you. Why don't you go and perform in Kisumu? You don't know that Busia in Congo, just next door here, is the capital of Luo community. Why don't you go and perform there as well as performing in Kampala and Mbarara? So we should diversify, we should open our eyes and reestablish the linkages which were there before colonial rule and before the tragedy that befell us here. So this visit is a very important visit. It is a very important building block in the Pan African construction, because it's a very practical way to build the Pan African project. So, this is why we should all be very excited. Welcome the governor and the first lady of Kisumu. Let this be the first step in retrieving our historic steps, our common heritage, enjoying that, celebrating that, and supporting each other. And that way, by the way, we shall help to build East Africa solidarity, East African common house. It will be a stronger place because of our common heritage. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Now, where will the governor be? Just so that the people listening will know, he arrives this Friday in Entebbe. Friday evening, the Chief Justice will give dinner in his honor at his official residence. Then on Saturday the 13th, there is the second edition of the Acholi Luo Festival. The first one was held last year. The second edition is this year, and the governor will be the guest of honor at that festival. Then on Sunday the 14th, he heads to Gulu, will attend the annual gathering of lawyers from northern Uganda in honor of the Chief Justice. Then Monday the 15th, he heads to Greater Kirgum across Achua River. And he will stop briefly in Ogom. In Ogom, there is a chapel on the right. That chapel is in commemoration and celebration of the life and example of two martyrs, very important to us, Blessed Dawood Okello and Blessed Gildo Roy. He will then proceed to Kirgum, where he will be welcomed by the leaders in Kirgum, then to Wigweng Muchweni, the resting place of Archbishop Janan Loom. He will pay his respect there, then proceed to Madiopei, where you see the mountains punctuating the horizon. And there there'll be dances and music and meet with the local community, because we wanted him to see rural Acholi land as well, not just the city, but the rural area, meet with the rural communities. He will spend the night in Kirgum, and on the Tuesday, the 16th, he heads to a place called Pawidi. Pawidi is beyond Kirgum, Matidi, I think some 15 miles from Kirgum. There, I will also meet with rural communities. People will gather, welcome him. We shall celebrate our common heritage and culture. Then he returns to Gulu. In Gulu on the 17th, the Wednesday, two major, very important events. First, he'll go early morning to the resting place of Professor Kurt Bitek, the world-renowned writer, poet, the author of Song of Laweno, Wepa Laweno, and other uh, uh, publications. And he will see where he's buried. He will see where he was born. The room where his mother gave birth to him is still accessible. And you'll see the school he attended right next door. Then the governor will come back to the city, and in the city, he will then participate in a very important historic gathering. We call this Gore Paludirupajo, the convocation of elders and leaders throughout Acholi land, all leaders in all sectors, to meet him, to exchange views with him, to ask him, to hear his advice, to hear what we can learn from them. It's a very important gathering, Gore Paludirupajo, on the 17th. You'll be in Tax Center here, just next to Acholi Inn. So that is the historic visit that is in the offing, and we ask all who can to be there to welcome him in these centers we've indicated. Those who can't be there in person, to follow online. This is a very important and historic visit. That is what we wanted to share with you. Thank you.
And by the way, Okot Bitek lived and worked in Kenya,
Yes.
particularly
Yes.
Kisumu.
Kisumu, yes.
When we visited,
Yes.
Ambassador and I, we visited Kisumu. We went and showed the places where he lived, where
Yes.
he worked, where he taught. We went to a beach where he used to write his
Hippo Point.
Hippo points,
Yes.
right from,
Yes.
and it's really, really loved and deeply missed in Kisumu. Actually, the people in Kisumu, when you ask you ask about Okapa Bitek, they speak as though he's actually theirs.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. They're deeply attached to him, very proud of him.
Very proud of him.
Yes.
And his accomplishments.
And indeed, he's one of them. He's a Luo.
He's a Luo. He's a Luo.
And he was greatly inspired by his stay in Luo land. Yes. Perhaps one thing which I forgot, just as a footnote, some people received invitations for the Gore Paludirupacho earlier. At that time, planning was for the 20th of December. there is a change in the itinerary, and it will now be the 17th. Please take note that the invitation you received, which said the 20th, the telephone call you received saying the 20th, the date has now been moved to 17th. The venue will now be Tax Center. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Umier wami ngej borluak ni jomu kene guno chim kiluo pigore palo diru pajo mano miro beni le piera rio ubedi a favor of God. Guorni enuni ena edon ki lago kombedi ni ubedi ni dua para biro pedon piera rio kai no luome ni dua para rio cho don pinni dua para biro peni dua piera rio kama ka choke bibiri ye pedon a house of prayer in favor of God bibiri a tax center matieng racholi in
It's your debt, Mabino.
siadek mabino
Mabino, and
boy to twal
Before I-
boy